Okay, so the importance of our sexual energy and how we harness that and use that in our lives, and how that dictates a lot of our experience. So when we're using our sexual energy in lustful ways, in ways of disrespect, and we are giving that energy into unfulfilling and shallow ways, we diminish ourselves, we diminish our power, because our sexual energy, our life force, is creation energy. It births, and that doesn't just have to be children. Like, when we give respect to our sexual energy, we allow it to flow through the world and flow through creation and art and expression. But when we're throwing it away into, I want to say the big thing here, corn, we're giving our energy to lust, we're giving our energy to shallowness, and we are taking our life force energy away. We're throwing it away. That's what we're doing. And hey, it's cool. Do whatever you want, right? But this is for the people that actually have respect for themselves and know the power of their sexual energy, and know the power of not just throwing it away like it's, not just being in our instinctual mode. And it's about, like, we're humans, we have the ability to be aware. So we're operating from a higher level, meaning that we've got to give respect to all parts of ourselves, and that includes our sexual energies. When we're not giving respect to that and we're just going into modes of lust, we are not respecting ourselves. Now, like, it's cool, like, we've got to experience that side of life. It just depends if we want that to be our full experience, and if we want to live that out our whole life, or we want to actually learn from that and see that when we stop throwing our sexual energy away, we allow it to build within us, and we allow it to... It's so powerful. It's not just powerful in a way of creating things, it's powerful in a way of giving you more power in your life, and giving you... It's like it can be used as fuel for transformation. Like, it can transform your inner world and awaken you to so much more. So it's so powerful. Like, it has... We've got to really learn to respect it and not just throw it away. But, like, even if you are, you know, in certain addictive tendencies with your sexual energy, whether that be corn, oh god, that word, or you know, just lustful encounters, like, that's experience. It's either we choose to learn from it, or we choose to just continue down that path, and eventually it just leads to emptiness. So, you know, even if it ends up being just complete emptiness, there's still that pleasure, and there's still that, I mean, eventually it comes to an end, right? But it's just, when we go down that path of lust, it just ends up in emptiness and unfulfillment, and we realize that we can't find lasting satisfaction through pleasing our senses. And once you realize that, it's like you also start to see that your sexual energy has so much power, especially when you stop indulging in certain things that take away that power. You let that power build up within you, and you let it alchemize you, really, and like alchemize your shadow. It's like so powerful, and then you have the creative energy to create. It's the power of creation, like, it's, and so many people can't see it, especially men can't see the power in their semen, man. Seriously, like, there's so much power in it, and I know you see people that are just zapped of their life, right? And people that just look like zombies. They're the people that are deep in lustful addictions. Those are the people that are just drained of that life force, because it takes your life out of you. It takes that spark. When you have healthy relationships with your sexual energy and healthy experiences, it gives you that, you've got that that spark, you've got that extra bit of power in your life, you've got that extra oomph, and I know yous want that. It just makes things so much easier when you're not just wasting your vital life force. Simple as that. And it doesn't have to be that, you know, corn's a bad thing and watching, you know, it doesn't have to be like that. It's just, there's got to be a balance. And with lust, it's, in this day and age, it's like, there's not really, can you really have balance with lust? Like, is that a thing? Like, yeah, you may be able to keep it at bay and, like, you know, but for me, lust, it's like that hungry wolf that it'll just keep coming back for more and more and more and more, because there's no lasting satisfaction. It's empty. It's like empty, and then out of that emptiness, you're reaching for more and more and more. So keeping a balance with lust is like, it's man, it's a struggle. But if you realize the power of your sexual energy, then you can actually start to bring balance back to that, because you respect that power within you, and you actually see the power in that energy, and you don't want to waste it. You don't want to just throw it out. And when you do throw it out and you do fall back into those traps, you have this overwhelming guilt. And that's important, because it shows you that, you know, it's that post nut clarity, like that's showing you something. It's showing you that, you know, especially if it's very overwhelming, it's showing you that, and you feel so much guilt, it's showing you that, yes, this isn't the right thing to do. And then, but it's important to not let that guilt riddle you, because when you do that, and that is what perpetuates that cycle. So if we can see the guilt as something that's there to show us that, okay, yes, so I made the wrong decision, this is not serving me, this is not serving my highest good, and then we use that guilt as a teacher, and then we take that lesson from the guilt, and then we drop away the guilt, and then we just keep moving forward, and then we build that foundation of knowing that these lustful experiences are not serving our highest good, and then we start to move forward, and slowly we take lust out of our life, and it slowly has less power over us. And sometimes when we do that and we start taking control of the ship and start taking control over that lust, we start coming into our power and relinquishing that lustful power. It can come back stronger. It can come back full force, because it's like that wolf, right? That hungry wolf that needs that dopamine, that needs that pleasure, so it'll come back in ways that, like, you'll be like, oh, I thought I was getting better, I thought I was doing better, then it just hit me like this. But that's showing you that you're actually progressing. And then if you can just shorten those periods of where you do indulge, you're healing, you're actually healing. When you see that you are slowly taking it out of your life, it's not a, you know, some people it's a one and done thing. Some people, you know, corn is like, you know, it's not that big of a deal, I guess. But a lot of those people say that, but it's really just, you know, they're living just a average Joe life, and it's because they're not, you know, they're just throwing away their power, and they're just, you know, like, it's cool. But like, once you start to see the power of your sexual energy, you really give respect to it, and slowly take away lust from your life. Now, that's not to say that, like, you won't have sexual desires or anything, or like you've removed sex or sexual experiences from your life, because that's just not healthy. That's like, I know some people can do that, some, like, you know, monks and stuff, but like, you can't just, for the most part, and most people, you can't just like deny that part, because then you're just suppressing certain things. Like, you got to allow yourself to feel your sexual energy, and, you know, if you have sexual desires, that's cool, like, perfectly normal. If you want to have sexual experiences, that's perfectly fine. It's but there's healthy sexual experiences, there's healthy sexual relationships and experiences, and then there's lustful and draining and unhealthy sexual experiences. So and when we start to slowly take away those unhealthy experiences out of our life, we come into a more healthy and healed sexuality within ourselves, and it's it allows us to be more creative and expressive, and it's beautiful. So hopefully this meant something for someone. Hopefully my ramblings showed something to someone, revealed something. Yeah. Alright. I think I'll leave it there. What are we at? 15 minutes. Okay. Alright, see you guys.